Hey guys, well here's an update on our Camaro Derby car. As you can see, I've got a lot of the welding done. Got the roll cage in it. Window bars are also installed. So we got those in. We just use rebar for that. You can use heavier stuff, but whatever. That's just what we like to use. Got the roll cage in. Was able to reclaim a lot of the cage material that we had in our green Buick station wagon. So that's where a lot of this material came from and was repurposed from that. Again, cut out some of the stuff out of that orange parts Camaro. So that's where this back bar and tank protector came out, and we put it right back in the exact same stock location that it was in that car. So that way it would be legal according to the rules, because the rules we're building this car to is where that car ran, so we kept that. As well as then we did the halo bar, and again you're reusing a lot of the cage material out of the orange Camaro that we use for parts. And we decided just to go ahead and put the back window bar in. Some guys have said don't do that on the Camaro. Some guys says never run without one. So whatever, we had it, so we welded it in real quick. We're hoping to build this back end a lot like a Crown Vic would. So, you know, crease it in real tight, try to pull the sides in. Again, all within the rules. Got to get this deck lid welded. Gonna slide it back into the stock location that is per the rules, so we got to keep it in the stock location. We're going to do that, but we are going to valley it. You know, we're allowed to smash the middle down. We just can't smash down the fenders on the side. So we're going to build the back end to keep up with those rules. And then, as I said, you know, just got all the welding done. Got the doors welded too. We're only allowed 3-inch by 4-inch plates, 3 count per vertical seam of the doors. This is where I'm glad I have a 2-door, so I don't have to weld as much. I only had to weld 12 plates instead of 24 if it was a 4-door, so there you go. So we got those welded. 3, as I said, 3 per door seam. Just threw some paint on to keep them from rusting at this point, but eventually when this thing's all repainted, we'll make it whatever color the car is. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. We already featured, I believe, that shifter that we had thrown together in the last video, and as I said, you know, the engine's already in it. We've gotten some extra parts for this thing. We've got a new distributor cap and rotor, and we got the some brake line components, so we'll be able to get the brakes hooked back up. We're only running the rear brakes on this car just because it just would simplify the system quite a bit, as well as we've had issues in the past with front brakes locking up, especially on these older cars. So we're going to take apart the front end, we're going to remove the calipers, just remove all the brake components from it so that way they're free spinning. And this particular car just does not want to roll at all. The front brakes are both quite tight on both sides. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. So we're going to take the brakes apart. Hopefully that helps. If not, we'll be digging into the wheel bearings, maybe change out the bearings or repack them with grease. Probably just repack them, honestly, for the sake of what we're doing with this thing. But depends on whatever we got to do, because we need it to be able to coast through the mud as well as possible. So there's just a quick update, guys, on where we are with the Camaro. There's a lot of time involved in getting that all done. It just takes a lot of time with the welder to make it all happen, and as well as cutting, grinding, prepping the metal. Oh, one other thing is we did put a bolt into the roof, or for the halo bar. We were allowed to put a bolt in. You're not allowed to weld it to the body, but we did make sure to bolt that with some big washers. And you know, anytime when we're doing stuff like this, when we're repurposing materials we have, it honestly takes a little bit longer, generally speaking, than when we use fresh materials, because the fresh materials are all nice and square, not super rusty, they haven't been cut yet. So when you've got what you got to be a little more creative and engineer something together. But I'm overall pretty happy with how things turned out. And so we're taking advantage of a little bit of a heat wave here in Indiana. It's the middle of February, but for some reason it's deciding to be right around 60 degrees, which is really odd for this time of year, but we'll take it. So the hope is here in the next day or so we'll roll this thing out, get the garage swept up, cleaned up a little bit, get the brakes bled and working well, just because that's always a mess when you do that inside the shop. So we'll take it outside on the stones, and hopefully that way if we dribble anything, it'll be easy cleanup. So there you go, guys. There's an update on the Camaro Derby car. It's coming along nicely, and just keep on working at it. Hopefully one of the next videos you guys will see will be this thing finally running and maybe even moving. Thanks, ducks. Appreciate that. Alright, till the next video. We'll talk to you later, guys.